published 11:49 est. The 30th of December 2017 updated 13:18 est. The 30th of December 2017 they were the Championship's best last season, but Newcastle and Brighton might just have served up one of the worst Premier League matches of 2017 following this sour stalemate. It was not even one for the tactical purist, those whose analysis is better suited to the intricacies of a chess match. No, this was more like snakes and ladders, little skill, infuriating and ending up right back where you started. Never mind being last on match of the day, they might have been tempted not to show it at all. Dwight Gayle came the closest to breaking the deadlock, but his header was superbly saved by goalkeeper Matthew Ryan. Newcastle manager Rafa Benitez tried to get his men going from the touchline but could not inspire a goal from his side. Newcastle had a penalty waved away by referee Anthony Taylor after Gayle went down under Davy Propier's challenge. The game's best player was a goalkeeper, Brighton's Matt Ryan, but his afternoon's work did not extend much beyond the pair of decent second-half saves. This leaves Rafa Benitez Newcastle without a home win in 6 matches, and it is nearly 5 hours since they last scored at St James Park. They were too scared to lose here, and the upshot was a disjointed performance which drew groans on full time. Chris Hughton's Brighton remain 3 points better off than the team they finished second to in the Championship last term, but Newcastle's supporters are looking down, not up. They were peering through their fingertips at times here, and, with Amanda Staveley's takeover talks having ground to a halt over Christmas, the mood on Tyneside is about as low as Benitez's January transfer fund, which currently stands at around zero. The manager emerged in a subdued mood afterwards. "Everyone was expecting this type of game. We have to win," said Benitez. Former Newcastle United goalkeeper Tim Krul applauds their home support during the pre-match warm-up at St James Park. Newcastle midfielder Mikel Merino shows he can do the dirty work as well by sliding in to dispossess Brighton's Glenn Murray. Brighton captain Bruno leaps the highest to win an aerial battle with forward Dwight Gayle and head the ball up the pitch. Gayle defends from the front as he closes down Brighton defender Lewis Dunk, who attempts to punt the ball clear up the field, but they were well organised, they have experience and they know what they are doing. "We are a young team. When something is wrong we are suffering a bit. The anxiety is coming because we have a young team and not too many have experience of the Premier League. We have to cope with this pressure at the bottom of the table. We have to learn. We have to improve. The fans appreciate the effort is there and we need them behind the team." For Hughton, this was his first point back at his former club in 4 visits as manager. The home fans usually reserve a rapturous welcome for the man who won them promotion in 2010, but they have their own worries right now, and Hughton's popularity might have taken a dive had Brighton, as they, perhaps deserved, nicked victory. "I think we were the better side over 90 minutes, said Hughton. Before conceding he was happy with a point, but a worse feeling would have been coming away with defeat. "We would not have deserved that." Brighton midfielder Dale Stephens flings his leg into block as Gayle tries to let fly from the edge of the box. Paul Dummett times his sliding challenge to perfection to intercept a through ball aimed for Anthony Knockout. Jamal Lascelles rises unmarked to head at goal, but the Newcastle defender's effort sails harmlessly over the Brighton bar. Brighton defender Gatan Bong uses his strength to fend off Matt Ritchie and retain possession for his side. Brighton should have been in front at the break. Twice their centre-back Shane Duffy went close from corners, first lashing a loose ball narrowly over before seeing a looping header drop the wrong side of the crossbar. Newcastle had a little more purpose after half-time, and only keeper Ryan stood between them and the lead before the hour mark. The Australian had to shift his momentum when Isaac Hayden's snapshot deflected off defender Lewis Dunk and spun towards the bottom corner. Somehow Ryan managed to reverse his dive and clawed around the upright. On 58 minutes Ryan thwarted Dwight Gayle, who flashed a header on goal from Christian Atz's centre as he went airborne to palm clear. Next it was the turn of Newcastle custodian Carl Darlow to preserve the stalemate, fisting from his line after Dunk had turned a header on goal on 68 minutes. Gayle tries desperately hard to keep the ball in play and cuts it back into the box, but keeper Matthew Ryan easily collects. Solly March catches Newcastle fullback DeAndre Yedlin late and brings him down as he tries to cut off his pass forward. Isaac Hayden's trailing arm hits Brighton's March in the face as they both battle for possession down the right flank. Brighton manager Chris Hughton barks orders to his players from the technical area during the second half on that was that. No late twist, no late drama. Just relief at the sound of the full-time whistle. This leaves Rafa Benitez Newcastle without a home win in 6 matches, and it is nearly 5 hours since they last scored at St James Park. They are 1 point above the drop zone and trail Chris Hughton's Brighton by 3. But this was a performance which will leave supporters looking down, not up. Newcastle are in trouble. They showed little ambition in the first half but did fashion the opening chance. Merino threaded a pass behind Brighton's backline and Dwight Gayle gave chase. Newcastle defender Yedlin leaps off the ground to challenge for the ball with March in the air before falling awkwardly forward. Joselu tries to break the deadlock at St James Park from range but his effort flies way wide of the mark. Gayle shows his frustration after having a strong claim for a penalty waved away by the referee in the second half. Hayden strikes at goal from just inside the box but drags his shot wide, which is met by jeers from the Newcastle supporters. Newcastle goalkeeper Darlow made a close-ranged save from Dunk's header as the points were shared at St James Park.